Okay, if you're a fan of, well, pretty much any sport these days, you've definitely noticed things changing a lot. I mean, we're not just watching games on the big TV in the living room anymore, right? We're catching highlights on our phones, jumping into live polls during the match, streaming leagues maybe we hadn't even heard of just a few years back. And this huge shift, this move from traditional TV screens to streams, that's what we're diving into today. We're digging into a really insightful industry presentation that lays out the kind of mechanics of where this is all heading. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission here is to get a handle on why sports are moving online so fast, how the leagues and teams are actually making money from it, and, what kind of complex tech needs to be working behind the scenes to make it all happen smoothly for millions of people at once.
It really is fascinating. And it's key to understand this wasn't just like a gentle evolution. It was driven by necessity. The old way of doing things, the traditional broadcast model, it was starting to break down. If you look at how sports broadcasting has evolved, there's this really clear pattern of, well, decline of the old and disruption from the new.
Right, and that story really starts with the total dominance of traditional cable TV. For years, that was basically the only game in town.
Absolutely. For decades, that was it. You wanted sports, you paid the cable company. Simple. The leagues got their rights fees.
But then things started to shift.
Exactly. That brings us to stage two, which was this kind of gradual move towards digital viewing habits. People started watching clips online, that sort of thing.
And then stage three was the explosion, right?
Yeah, mass internet access, smartphones everywhere, smart TVs becoming standard, and the huge rise of OTT over-the-top streaming platforms. Think Netflix, but then applied to sports,
Which lands us squarely in stage four, where we are now.
which is the undeniable and actually accelerating decline of watching live TV on a schedule. Linear TV viewership is dropping. People just aren't waiting around for the 7 p.m. kickoff anymore.
That makes sense. If your audience is leaving, you kind of have to follow them, right? So the content goes where the viewers are. But what were the specific things that really pushed these big sports leagues and rights holders to make the jump?
Well, the research points to basically three main pressures driving it. Number one, simple consumer demand. Fans want flexibility. They expect to watch what they want, where they want, pretty much instantly.
Okay, it's huge. What else?
Second, you've got the whole social media phenomenon, the second screen experience.
Yeah.
We're not just passively watching anymore. We want to watch the game and tweet about it, chat with other fans, see stats pop up all at the same time.
Right, that engagement piece.
hmm And third, the leagues and broadcasters themselves realized they needed to offer both the live action and have like deep archives of past games, highlights, documentaries readily available on demand. That's something traditional TV just wasn't built for, not efficiently anyway.
So fan demand lit the match, but what threw gasoline on the fire? What really accelerated this whole shift to streaming? The trends we're seeing suggest it's like a perfect storm situation. You've obviously got cord cutting speeding up, people ditching expensive cable packages. That's a big one.
Huge. And then there's the hardware. Smartphones and smart TVs are, for so many people globally, the main way they consume any media now. It's just the default delivery method.
Okay, so access and devices are key. What about the money side?
Ah, yeah, don't underestimate the advertising angle. Ad money follows the eyeballs. Advertisers are actively moving enormous budgets away from linear TV and pouring them into digital streaming. Why? Better targeting, more data.
Makes sense. And you mentioned a fourth accelerant.
Yes, and this one's really interesting, especially for fans of maybe less mainstream sports. It's the democratization of content. Streaming has enabled this massive growth and, importantly, financial viability for niche sports and smaller regional leagues.
Hold on, that's interesting. So if it's easier now for, say, a specific college conference or maybe a European handball league to find its audience globally via streaming, does that pose a threat to the giants like the NFL or the Premier League? Is there a risk of fragmenting the audience too much?
Well, it's definitely a strategic consideration for the big players, but it's a massive, massive opportunity for everyone else.
Yeah.
What's really fascinating is think about it. Previously, if you were, say, that handball league, getting a slot on traditional TV was basically impossible or incredibly expensive. And even if you got it, maybe only a tiny fraction of the channel's audience actually cared.
Right, lots of waste.
Exactly. But streaming lets you target super effectively globally.
Yeah.
That smaller league can now build a really dedicated, often paying audience all over the world. They don't need the colossal cost structure of a traditional broadcast network.
So for us, the viewers, it means more choice.
Way more choice. Access to unique sports and content experiences that simply weren't available before. It's like the long tail concept, but applied to live sports.
Okay, that ability to reach specific paying audiences leads us right into monetization. How are these platforms actually making money? If you're a league launching your own service, you've got choices to make about how you charge fans, or if you charge them directly at all. The industry seems to have landed on, what, four main models?
That's right. Four primary ways they're structuring it.
Okay, so first up is FAST. That's free ad-supported streaming TV. Kind of like old school TV channels, but delivered online and paid for entirely by ads.
Yep, think Pluto TV or Tubi, but potentially dedicated sports channels within them or standalone fast services.
Then you have SVOD, subscription video on demand. This is the one most people know.
Or the Netflix model. You pay a monthly or annual fee for access. Think F1 TV Pro, NBA League Pass, that kind of thing.
Okay, third is AVOD, advertising video on demand.
So this is more like YouTube. You get access to the content for free, but you see ads, often more targeted ads, before or during the content.
And the last one seems to be gaining a lot of ground.
The hybrid model, yeah. This is where platforms mix it up. They might offer a free tier with ads, AVOD or fast elements, and then premium tiers with fewer or no ads, maybe more content, for a subscription fee, SVOD elements.
Giving people options.
Exactly. Flexibility for the user, multiple revenue streams for the provider, but choosing the right model or the right mix, that's not straightforward.
How so? What makes it tricky?
Well, a league might be tempted by fast for maximum eyeballs and reach, right? Get the brand out there. But doing that means you sacrifice the direct, predictable income you get from subscriptions, from SVOD.
Ah, okay. The guaranteed revenue versus potential ad income.
Precisely. And it brings up a really important question. Once you get people to sign up or even just watch your free stuff,
Yeah.
how do you keep them coming back? How do you keep them engaged?
It really comes down to strategy, doesn't it? It's not just build it and they will come. When a league or a team is deciding on their monetization approach, what are the absolute key things they need to get right?
The analysis we looked at flags three crucial strategic areas. First, you absolutely have to understand your audience and their willingness to pay. Are they diehard fans who'd pay almost anything? Or more casual viewers who need that free or low-cost entry point? You need data on that.
Okay, know your customer. What's second?
Finding the right balance between making money from ads and delivering a good user experience, the UX. If you bombard people with too many ads or make them wait too long for the stream to start, they're gone. They'll just leave. It's a very fine line.
Yeah, nothing worse than the crucial play being interrupted by a long ad break.
Tell me about it. And the third point really ties into the first two. It's leveraging data. The beauty of digital streaming is the sheer amount of data you get back about viewer behavior. What do they watch? When did they drop off? What devices are they using?
So you use that to make smarter decisions.
Absolutely. For informed pricing, for packaging different tiers, for deciding ad loads. You can even test different offers in different regions almost in real time. It's incredibly powerful.
And that focus on the user, on their experience, that's where the tech side really gets demanding, isn't it? It's not just about pushing video out. It's about creating this whole interactive layer on top.
Completely. Linear TV was mostly a passive experience. Streaming enables all these interactive mobile-first features.
Like what are we talking about specifically?
Well, things like integrated live chat, fan polls running during the game, having real-time stats and instant replays just a tap away on your screen.
Yeah, I've seen those. Pretty cool.
Right. And personalized notifications, like getting an alert when your favorite player scores or getting a custom highlights package sent to you right after the game ends.
Okay.
And then there's the more cutting-edge stuff, like using augmented reality, AR, to overlay stats onto the live feed or adding gamification elements into the app to keep fans hooked.
Wow, okay. But making all of that work smoothly for potentially millions of people watching the same event, that sounds like a massive technical challenge.
Oh, it is. That enhanced experience, it absolutely depends on having the right infrastructure. It's way more complex than just, say, hosting movies on demand. We really need to talk about building the right tech stack, because if that foundation isn't solid, that amazing personalized stream is going to buffer or crash right at the worst possible moment.
What makes live sports streaming so much harder than, like, streaming Netflix?
Two main things: scale and latency. When a big game starts, you get these enormous sudden spikes in traffic. Millions hitting play at the exact same second.
Right, everyone tunes in at kickoff.
Exactly. And unlike a movie where maybe a few seconds of buffering is annoying, but okay, live sports are incredibly sensitive to delay, to latency. If your stream is even, say, 30 seconds behind the live action, your neighbor watching on cable might cheer before you see the goal. Or you see spoilers pop up on social media.
Ah, yeah, that ruins it completely.
Totally. So the tech stack needs to be purpose-built. There are 5 absolutely critical components you have to get right.
Okay, lay them out first.
First, a highly scalable CDN content delivery network. It has to be designed specifically to handle those huge, sudden live viewer peaks without the video stuttering or freezing.
Got it. What else?
Second, robust DRM digital rights management, and probably watermarking too. That's all about protecting the content from piracy and ensuring only authorized viewers can watch. Security is paramount.
Makes sense, especially with expensive sports rights. Number 3.
Flawless multi-device support. Your stream has to work perfectly on phones, tablets, web browsers, smart TVs, game consoles, everywhere your fans might be.
Okay. 4th.
Cloud-based encoding and storage. You need efficient ways to process the live video feeds and store potentially vast amounts of on-demand content accessible globally.
And the 5th piece.
This one ties back to strategy. A powerful analytics engine. You need systems to track viewer behavior in detail. Who's watching what, for how long, on what device, where are they dropping off.
That sounds like the hidden engine driving everything else.
It really is. That analytics capability allows them to constantly refine the service, optimize the streams, and make those smart pricing and packaging decisions we talked about earlier. It turns them from just a broadcaster into a data-driven media company.
Right. And owning that data, owning that relationship with the fan, that seems to be the driving force behind the big trend of direct-to-consumer, or D2C. We see all the major players doing it now. NFL Plus, F1 TV, NBA League Pass, even smaller leagues launching their own platforms. They're bypassing the traditional TV networks. Why? Why take on all that complexity and risk?
It seems counterintuitive, right? Cutting out the partners who used to guarantee those huge rights checks.
Yeah, what's the upside that justifies building all this expensive infrastructure yourself?
It boils down to one word: control. Going D2C fundamentally shifts the power balance back to the league or the rights holder. They gain 5 main advantages that make it worthwhile.
Okay, what are they?
First, and arguably most important, they get direct access to and ownership of incredibly detailed audience data. They know exactly who their fans are globally and how they engage. No more guessing based on Nielsen ratings.
Okay, data ownership is number 1.
Second, it gives them much greater control over monetization. They set the subscription prices, they manage the ad inventory directly. This often means keeping a much larger slice of the revenue pie compared to splitting it with broadcasters.
More money, potentially? Makes sense.
Third, global reach becomes much easier. If you have fans in, say, South America or Asia, you can serve them directly with your D2C platform without needing complex local broadcast deals in every single country. Seamless scalability.
Right, removes a lot of barriers.
Fourth, it enables those truly personalized fan experiences we discussed. Because they own the platform and the data, they can tailor content, offer unique features, create different tiers, things broadcasters couldn't easily do.
Like F1 TV letting you pick specific driver cameras or access team radio?
Yeah. Exactly that kind of thing. Hyper-personalization based on known preferences. And fifth, it reduces their dependence on traditional broadcasters. This gives them way more leverage when they do negotiate deals for any remaining linear rights. They're not solely reliant on those partners anymore.
So it's not just about how the content is delivered?
No, it's a fundamental shift in controlling the entire fan relationship and, crucially, the revenue streams associated with it.
It really is a power play. But to pull that off globally, like you said, the tech investment must be huge.
Oh, absolutely. Successful D2C isn't just about having a website. It requires a sophisticated end-to-end OTT platform, something that can handle high-demand live streaming and on-demand VOD, support multiple monetization models like SVOD and AVOD simultaneously, has built-in security like DRM, robust analytics.
And delivers it all through polished, custom apps on every key device, web, mobile, smart TVs.
Exactly. The complete vertically integrated system. You own the content creation, the distribution platform, and the fan data. Full control.
Well, that brings us towards the end of this deep dive. We've really charted the course from, reliance on scheduled TV broadcasts to this incredibly complex, interactive, and highly personalized streaming world. It seems the future for you, the sports fan, is really defined by having way more flexibility and choice in how you watch, and potentially much deeper data-informed ways to engage with your favorite sports.
Yeah, and if we just zoom out for a final thought,
Mm-hmm.
think about the sheer depth of audience data these leagues now possess through their DTC platforms.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented. They know who you are, what you watch, when you watch, what ads you respond to, maybe even what price points you tolerate.
Right.
So given that level of granular insight and the ability to change pricing or target ads dynamically.
Hmm.
How long will it be until truly personalized advertising and maybe even dynamic pricing, where the cost changes based on demand or maybe even your viewing history become not just common, but the standard way we pay for an experience, live sports streaming?
Wow.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what's likely to reshape the sports media landscape over the next few years.